The River Wensum, it winds its way through the heart of Norwich, but there's long been a feeling it's not as central to life in the city as it could be. Last year, a group was set up to look at ways to make the most of the Wensum, how to open it up for boating or swimming, to encourage businesses to set up near the river, and to protect and enhance the wildlife along its banks. Alec Hartley is the chair of the Wensum River Parkway Partnership, part of the body which wants to regenerate the river.
The river is a lost opportunity. It could be a major driver for the economy, for leisure, for sport, for tourism, particularly for tourism. We are one of the great historic cities of England, and the river runs right through the most important heritage part of the city, but it doesn't connect with them at all.
During the summer, the River Wensum Strategy Partnership asked for people's views on how the river could be improved, whether for leisure, for business or for nature. More than 800 comments came in, and the findings have been published today. They include suggestions for riverside seating and cafes, more places to hire boats, improvements to the riverside walk, and even the introduction of new events, like river regattas. Some of the responses have called for a river guide to be published, or public art trails to be set up along its banks. Others say there's too much litter, graffiti and antisocial behaviour, which needs to be addressed. The stream of comments and complaints will form the basis for a plan to be published early next year. Many of the bigger changes, especially to infrastructure, are unlikely to come cheap, however, and the partnership, led by Norwich City Council, hopes that being clear about its ambitions could improve its chances of getting funding.
That gives us much more weight when we're making applications to grant funding bodies. And indeed, if an organisation went on its own, if any one of us went on our own with a relevant suggestion for funding, they would ask us whether we'd spoken to the others, and they would want to make sure that we had. So actually we're cutting out that bit, and we're showing that all those bodies with an interest in the river are working together on this.
Once the plan's been finalised, the first changes could be made next year. Small steps towards Norwich finally seeing the best of one of its most precious natural assets. Mark Shields, Mustard TV, Norwich.